Hi, my name is Victoria Sparks. I'm the life skills teacher in Bandon, and we are going to do some subtraction, double digit minus single digit subtraction. So that's 2 digits on top, 1 digit on the bottom, and this is going to include borrowing. So it's kind of like when you go and you borrow your brother's sweatshirt and then you never get back. Anyway, okay, we'll go ahead and get started. Sorry about my lame joke. And I will show you how we do this. So we're going to go 92 minus 3. So my first hint that I'm going to borrow is that if I take 3 away from 2, I'm going to end up with a negative number. Now, I'm not sure what grade you're in and you're working on this, but negative numbers don't come to like high school and middle school. So I know that I need to borrow. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to draw my line because that shows me that I'm going to borrow. And I'm going to borrow a 10 from the 9 because this is actually 90. So I'm going to borrow. I'm going to make this 8. And I'm going to take that 10 and bring it over here. Okay? So I like touch points. I'm going to put my touch points on my problem. It's easier for me to do a problem with touch points. Feel free to not use touch points if you want. But I like touch points, so we're going to use them. So I'm going to say 12, 11, 10, 9. Oop, sorry about that. 9. And then I'm just going to bring my 8 down because I can pretend there's a 0 here. If you want, you can write a 0. But it's 8 minus 0 is 8. So 92 minus 3 equals 89. All right, we'll do another problem. We're going to do 35 minus 8. And again, I can put a line between my numbers to make sure they're lined up. This keeps my numbers in order. I'm going to put some touch points on my 8. 8 has double touch points. And then I'm going to look at my problem, and my bottom number is bigger than my top number. I can't subtract 8 from 5. So I'm going to have to borrow. So I'm going to put a line above my 3, and that's going to remind me that I'm borrowing. So I know that I can't subtract 8 from 5, so I'm going to cross out my 3. I'm going to borrow from my 3. I'm going to make my 3 a 2 because I'm taking away a 10, so I'm taking away 1. So 3 minus 1 is 2. I'm going to bring my 1 over here. So this will be 15 minus 8. So I'm going to say 15, and I'm going to count backwards. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. And then I can imagine there's a 0 here, and I'm going to say 2 minus 0 is 2. So 35 minus 8 is 27. All right, we'll do another problem. We're going to do 62 minus 4. And again, I can put a line here to keep my numbers lined up. I'm going to put touch points on my bottom number. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to look at my number. So 4 is bigger than 2, so I cannot subtract 4 from 2. So I know I'm going to have to borrow. So I'm going to put a line above my 6, and that'll remind me that I need to borrow. I'm going to borrow 6. I'm going to borrow 10 from my 6, and I'm going to make this 5, because 6 minus 1 is 5. I'm going to bring that 1 over here, and I'm going to make this 12. So I'm going to bring that 10 over here and make this 12, because 10 plus 2 is 12. So 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. And then I can imagine I have a 0 here. So 5 minus 0 is 5. So 62 minus 4 is 58. All right, let's do another problem. Let's do 21 minus 2. Oh, sorry, I got a fancy 2 in there. So I put a line between my problems to keep them lined up. I'm going to put my touch points on my 2. And then 2, my bottom number 2 is bigger than 1. So I know I'm going to need to borrow. So I'm going to put my line up here to remind myself to borrow. I'm going to borrow a 10 from this column. And so 2 minus 1 is 1. I'm going to bring that 10 over here and make this 11. So 11, 10, 9. And then I'm going to subtract 1 or 0 from 1, because I can imagine there's a 0 here, and say 1 minus 0 is 1. So 21 minus 2 equals 19. All right, I'm going to do one more problem. We'll do 54 minus 5. And again, my line in the middle to keep my things lined up. I'm going to put my touch points on my 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can look at my problem, and I can see that my bottom number 5 is bigger than 4. So I'm going to need to borrow. So I'm going to put my line up there. And then I'm going to borrow a 10. And so 5 minus 1 is 4. Oop, sorry, that looks like a 9. Let's fix that. And then I'm going to bring that 10 over here and make this 14. So 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. And 4 minus 0 is 4. So 54 minus 5 equals 49. All right, that's it. So that's double digit minus single digit subtraction.